Hey everyone, back with another video to address a question which I get asked semi-frequently, and that is how to advance with bodyweight exercises, which can be a bit less straightforward when we're dealing with subjective progress, because we're not dealing with any numbers here, and that's just inherently the case with closed kinetic chain exercises such as your bodyweight movements. Of course, if you've been doing your basic variations, it's very easy to reach a point whereby your intensity that you're using isn't adequate enough to induce a training effect. To get stronger, we need to increase our intensity over time to get those adaptations. So how we go about doing this is altering our body position or our body mechanics to create a mechanical disadvantage. So let's look at this in terms of a basic push-up. Working on an incline to begin with, gradually working until we're level with the ground, and then eventually a decline. So throughout this process, what we're doing is we're altering our body mechanics. We are creating a more disadvantaged position whereby we're having to exert ourselves more powerfully. There are so many ways you can alter your body mechanics to get stronger and to increase the intensity of your exercises. It does require just a bit more creativity, but that's half the fun of it. You know, working on different planes, working at different angles. A few examples of what that looks like practically. So you really do have a lot of freedom in terms of progression. It really is endless. Here I'm just demonstrating a mechanical advantage drop set. So with each set, the exercise is progressively getting easier. Let's talk about manipulation of leverage. So when we think of our body in terms of biomechanics, our bones would act as the levers, our joints would act as the fulcrums, and then our muscles would be responsible for force production. Now let's just have a look at this in terms of a front lever, which is just a very practical example of what this looks like. As a beginner, you would begin with your center of mass quite close to your fulcrum point, your shoulders in this case. And that's very manageable because it's at a lower intensity. Now, how do we progress over time? We extend at the hips. But why is this harder? Quite simply, our center of mass is further away from our fulcrum point, and that's creating more torque on our shoulders. So more rotational force on our shoulders, and then that's creating a greater demand, which just requires more strength, requires you to get stronger. Those are just a few ways which you can overload over time. By no means are those the only ways which you can increase the intensity. You can work on unilateral variations. You can always add external load, but those are topics for future videos. But if you do want to hear more about those, let me know, and I'll be sure to bring that to you. Thanks guys. If you derived value from this video, be sure to subscribe because I will be posting more frequently on a fortnightly basis. If you have any requests, any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll get back to you very shortly. And yeah, man, that's it from me. Take it easy.